Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton. And today we're going to be looking at the cast of Yugioh Zexal and seeing which Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dorm I believe the characters belong into. I'm of course referring to Obelisk Blue, Slifer Red and Rye Yellow. When looking at these characters and placing them into their respective dorms, I'm also going to be looking at their dueling ability, their personality, and whether or not it makes sense plot-wise and character-wise from them perspectively. As well as the fact is, I'll be taking the characters from when they were ending the series of Zexal. So not the beginning, not the middle, but the end. And I've also added a teaching category because I believe that there are some characters that just don't fit into any dorms. They'll be better suited as teachers. Now again, I will be trying to keep the plotline of Zexal in mind when putting this forward, and you might see that throughout, and I'll explain my reasoning and thoughts. You may agree, you may disagree, but that's all fine. If you do disagree, you can let me know in the comment section down below which one you think they should be in. And just a hint, yes, Soulburner is in this. Look out for him. So to start off with, we're starting with the Barian known as Alito. And I do think he's in Rye Yellow. I think he's got the skills of a duelist, of a Rye Yellow student, and I think he's also got the intelligence and knowledge of that. Next up, we go into one of the side characters that reappeared a few times, so I have included her, and that is Annika Boom, and I think she's just going to be in Slifer. I don't see her being that crucial, or that smart, or that skilled, apart from her gimmick of, like, big explosive attacks. Astral. Now, part of me wants to put him in Slifer because he's going to be with Yuma, but by the end of the series, he parts ways with Yuma and goes back to Astral World. So, from that perspective, and if I'm being consistent with this, I believe he's at the ability of an Obelisk Blue student. Being that he's very smart, being that he's an excellent duelist, and brilliant strategist. So, I think that goes quite nicely up there. Now, did you know that Bronk had a sister? Well, I didn't until the start of this video, and I'm putting her in Slifer because I don't see her being a teacher, because I didn't really get that vibe from her, as well as the fact is she looks a bit too young to be a teacher. And following his sister, Bronk's going to be in there because he doesn't do much. He's a side character that just follows the main protagonist, and yeah, he's not good at dueling, he's not very smart, he's kind of like Chumley. Caswell, again, falls into that category of being a follow-along to the main protagonist. In fact, I'm just going to put Kathy in there as well because she's the same. I don't see any of these two kind of progressing. Like, this guy's not... Caswell isn't even as good as Cyrus. Cyrus is a lot better. Now, this character, you've got to realise he's a good duelist. He's good strategy as well. He pretty much has, like, the same sort of level of strategy as Astral. Maybe a little bit less, but I still think he's a bit better than a Rye Yellow. So we're going to put him up as the antagonist, a whole of the Obelisk Blue. Dextra, someone who's smart, someone who's versatile, someone who can come up with a cunning plan. And I think if she's doing tests and exams, I think she'll ace them. Do I think she's good enough to be a teacher? Possibly, but I'd like to see her in a blue outfit. Don 1000 is going to be the teacher you don't want to mess with. He's going to be the character that is just like, you come to my class, defeat me or you fail. And then everyone's just going to like try desperately to beat him, and he's just going to fail loads of students. Simple as that. Damon is going to be in Rye Yellow. I can see most of the Barians being in Rye Yellow, with the exception of a few. He is smart, he is cunning as well, but I think where Alito is better than dueling than Damon, I think Damon is smarter than Alito, but isn't as good of a duelist. So we're going to go there. Dr. Faker is, again, going to be the crazy teacher. He's going to be almost like the Professor Banner, almost. Crazy, kooky, and just kind of that hidden antagonist you don't see coming. Flip Turner, don't like him, don't care. I've actually just read the first volume of the Zexal manga. You'll be having the review come shortly. And yeah, he's just a sleazeball and I don't like him. Another Barian. Again, he's probably not as good as the other two Barians in the Rye Yellow category, but I don't think he's bad enough to be in Slifer. Mr. Heartland. I think he'll be a Rye Yellow student. I think he'll be very obnoxious. Not obnoxious as Bastion, but you're still very obnoxious. Heart, I'm going to put you in Slifer, mate. I don't want to, but hear me out. I think that Heart is going to be in Slifer, but it's going to create a small bridge between... it's going to be like the dynamic of Zane and Cyrus. Heart's going to be kind of the weaker Link, the weaker brother, trying to prove himself, and yet Kite is going to be the much stronger one. I think Yuma's sister is teaching material. She is smart. She's she a news presenter? So yeah, she's good at finding out information and presenting it. So teaching, I think, is right up her alley. And she's going to be that stern but nice teacher. Kite obviously goes into Obelisk Blue. How can I not? Mizar is going in Obelisk Blue. I think he's a lot better than the other Baryons that we have. And I think he's one of the better antagonists of Yugioh Zexal. I forgot his name. But yeah, Yellow. He's in the thumbnail, so you kind of knew that was coming. But I could just see it. I could see him being like the top ranked duelist in Yellow that the main protagonist would have to overcome before he can go on and face the likes of Dextra, the likes of Kite, the likes of, you know, the other strong characters. I'm going to put... Is it Quattro? Yeah, Quattro up there. Obviously, he's got such a cool archetype. And I think if he doesn't pass the test just normally, I think he's just going to be able to buy his way through, or just like kind of cheese his way through with a few sneaky tactics. Quinton is definitely going to be up there. He's got the brains, he's got the power, and he's just very tactful and aware of the situations around him. So I think that suits it quite nicely. Rio is definitely going in there. I know we got a lot of characters going in Obelisk Blue, but there is a lot of good duelists and good smart duelists from Yugioh Zexal that I think deserve to be in here. Again, I'm looking at the end of the series. Plus, I like Rio, and blue just suits her because she's got lovely blue hair. Nash, Shark, Reginald, whatever you want to call him, he's going up there because he's one of the best duelists and characters in Yugioh Zexal, as well as the fact is, his character just grows a lot throughout the series, and I feel like putting him in Obelisk Blue just suits him a lot nicer. Soulburner, definitely Cypher Red. I mean, look at him, he's definitely Soulburner. There's nothing wrong with his image. I guess Soulburner just like soccer. Tori Meadows is going there. She is the most terriblest character in the whole of Yu-Gi-Oh! I honestly just don't see why she's there. She's a cheerleader and she never duels. I just don't like her. Her mother, though, is going to be a teacher, and I did not know she had a mother. And she is one of the few characters that you could kind of consider a main character that still has a mother, and we see her on screen. She hasn't gone missing or died in a car crash, or the typical Yu-Gi-Oh! Trope that we have. Trey, 3, whatever you want to call him, I think he's going to be in Yellow. Yellow needs a few more kind of members, and I think he's not quite as good as his brothers. So that's why I'm going to put him there. Oh, I'm struggling with this one. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Vector has all the qualities of an Obelisk Blue student, but here's where personality comes into play. Remember, this character posed as Ray halfway through the series. So he posed as Ray Shadows, and that character, Ray Shadows, would be in Slifer Red. So I believe he would be in Slifer Red for that, and then by the end of the series, being back in its human form and being somewhat redeemed. I don't think he was redeemed, but being that his personality is towards the end, I feel like he would just stay in Slifer Red as plot convenience. Although he's way up in the Obelisk Blue in terms of dueling and in terms of characterization, I believe him personally would choose to stay in the Slifer Red dorm despite everything that's gone on around him. That's just my personal thoughts. Again, if you feel differently, let me know in that comment section. I'm going to put Vectrix in the teaching department. Now, teachers can be good duelists. We know this. But at the same time, I don't see Vectrix walking around the Obelisk Blue Dorm and still having the plot thread of Kite wanting to find out who did everything to, the whole plot thread of Kite and Vectrix being intertwined, and also Shark and Vectrix kind of with what happened with Rio. I don't see it kind of working out with Vectrix being always in the Blue Dorm and being accessible to the characters that want to find out who he is and want to fight him. Okay, he could corner him off in his own room, but I think being a teacher, maybe even a headmaster, would be a bit of an interesting dynamic. And finally, we have Yuma Sukumo, who is going in the Slifer Red tier. Now, as I stated, this is based on his own personal preference and on his dueling ability and everything else. Dueling wise, yes, he's probably in the Slifer Red, Riot Yellow or Obelisk Blue sort of section, but come on. Like Jade and Yuki, he did not want to leave his friends. He made lots of memories in the Slifer Red dorm, and he just kind of wouldn't leave his entourage, or you know what I mean, his friends behind. He wouldn't leave like Bronk behind, he wouldn't leave Caswell behind, he just wouldn't. And the other characters could interact with him while he's in a different outfit, but I just don't think that's possible. I think red suits Yuma nicely, although my thumbnail doesn't really do it much justice, I'll admit. I still think that based on his personality, he would just choose to stay there. And obviously Yuma and Astral in Zexal form, I don't know, we'll just put it up there. When they're forming Zexal, or Zale, whatever you want to call it, then obviously they're untouchable. They're going to be beaten. They're going to be like, super strong, super smart is Astral and Yuma combined. So we'll put them up there just because I accidentally put it in when I didn't mean to. So there you have it. That is my my list of characters and where I think they would be if they're in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX universe. Like I said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree. I mean, you could argue the fact that this guy being Soulburner might be up here, but you'll have to let me know if you believe that's Soulburner or not. But yeah, you can still have quite a lot of the consistent sort of plot threads that Zexal has in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX universe, with the characters being in their individual their dorm households. I still think it would work. Plus, I'd love to see it. If you got any fan art of these characters in like Slifer Red, Riot Yellow, Obelisk Blue sort of uniforms, send them my way. You can follow me on Twitter, it'll be up on screen, or you can just kind of post a link in the comments, I suppose. But I don't know how YouTube likes that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video from me. And until next time, I hope you have an amazing day. Go check out one of my other videos. I'm currently reviewing Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s at the moment, but there will be more content coming shortly. So, stay tuned. Have a great day. Alligator, matane. Goodbye.